And welcome back to Real Talk Sports with Rico. Today we are recapping week number 4 in the NFL. And I just want to start off with this is bad for the Jets. They lose 10-9 to the Broncos. But what is really concerning about this loss is that Bo Nix had -7 yards in the first half. And I think he finished with 60 yards altogether, and the Broncos were able to win the football game. So you're seeing it right now. 12 of 25, 60 yards and a touchdown. He had -7 yards in the first half, and the Jets find a way to lose at home. Man, that is a tough loss for the Jets, and it just really has me wondering now for the Jets. I had this team picked to go pretty far, but if you cannot take care of business at home. They had a chance to go ahead and escape with a field goal. They missed the field goal. I get that it's poor weather out there, but you still have Aaron Rodgers. You still have some elite playmakers out there. And the real thinking here for the Jets was that you were going to at least get 24 points a game to go with that elite defense and really turn the corner. So a tough loss for the Jets. I think that this is not good for them moving forward. So next up, let's take a look at the start of the week, and the Cowboys take care of business in a must win. They win 20-15 against the Giants. I think that they made just enough plays out there. You see that Dak Prescott threw for the 2 touchdown passes here, but they did lose some key defenders there. You had Micah Parsons that went down, so that is not a good sign. They also lost another defensive lineman, so they are set to lose some players. This is going to be tough for the Cowboys. They needed this win, but you don't want to lose players. Obviously, as the Commanders are out here playing very well, they're obviously racking up wins, and so you have to keep pace in this division. Next up, Falcons and Saints. How about the Falcons again in a nail biter, coming back at the end, getting the game-winning field goal against the Saints after a pass interference call set them up. Tough one for the Saints. I thought that the Saints were going to be able to come in and win this football game, especially since the Falcons have not been able to close. But again, Falcons come back. They take care of business. Kirk Cousins doing his thing. 2-2 right there with the Saints, just as we talked about in the preseason. Bears, Rams. How about those Bears? Taking care of business, and it starts with what Caleb Williams was able to do in the clutch, I think. And then, this defense for the Bears, once again, closes down for this young rookie quarterback. Even though he had 3 sacks, 157 yards, he did throw another touchdown pass. But hello, DeAndre Swift. They finally used this young man. 16 rushes, 93 yards, a touchdown, 7 receptions, 72 yards. This is the production that we were looking for from DeAndre Swift. I thought that he was going to be the most important player for Caleb Williams. They finally play, complimentary football. That was the difference. Defense took them home. That's what this game was all about. Vikings and Packers. The Vikings were all over the Packers. I thought that this was going to be the day that the Packers were going to get the Vikings. I didn't think that they were for real. I thought that they were going to come back down. But you're looking at the score chart, 14 points in the first quarter, 14 points in the second quarter. Like, this offense is elite. And then on top of that, they have a legit running game as well. And I have got to love what Aaron Jones has been able to provide. I'm not sure how he got out of Green Bay. 22 carries, 93 yards, keeping it going. Sam Darnold, super efficient in this one. He did throw an interception, but still 20 of 28, 275. A 123 RTG rating there. And then Justin Jefferson, 6 receptions, 85 yards, and a touchdown. Jordan Addison did his thing as well. Like, this team is dangerous, and it reminds me of that team with Kirk Cousins the year before he went down. And, man, the Packers had a chance. late. Jordan Love threw a pretty bad interception, but he really got things going, 389. And I love Jaden Reed. Definitely glad that I got him going in my fantasy football. I think that these two are going to get it going. Just a slow start for them, but I think the Packers are going to be right there. But I'm more impressed just with what the Vikings have been able to do. Next up, looking at the Steelers and the Colts here. And so as we take a look at the Steelers and the Colts, the key out of this one is that Anthony Richardson goes down again. And I think that, at this point in time, the Colts have really got to, talk to this young man as far as getting down and sliding, because he is taking some unnecessary hits. It looks like it is a bad hip injury, like as he tries to turn and just not get on the ground. He doesn't slide. He tries to come back the next play, goes down. You can tell he's just not right. Joe Flacco, the comeback player of the year, comes back, gets them a win. And I think that that's going to be huge for the Colts. Justin Fields had a pretty good game, 312 yards in this one. But, you're just seeing that the good quarterback play that you got from Joe Flacco, just being able to make enough plays here. I think the Steelers are still a good football team. I expect Justin Fields to continue to start here. But kudos for the Colts digging this one out. But I think that Anthony Richardson has got to find a way to slide down. Talked about the Jets and Broncos. Buccaneers and Eagles. I think that this was really another shocker for me, because the Eagles were supposed to fix all these things in the offseason, and they're exactly where they were last season. They cannot guard a blade of grass in the secondary. And Baker Mayfield, well, he went to town on them. 30 of 47, 347, 2 touchdowns, had a touchdown on the ground as well. The Bucs look awfully good right now, and I'm glad for Baker Mayfield. And it even looks more of a success that they have him there. And I'll tell you what, comparatively speaking to what the Cleveland Browns have, I guarantee you they wish they had Baker Mayfield still there. Bengals getting their first win against the Panthers. I thought that they were going to get it done. Jamar Chase did his thing. Joe Burrow had been doing his thing. But hey, the Panthers put up 24 points in this one, make it a little bit closer than what it had to be. But Bengals taking care of business. They get a win. I think that they're still right there in the hunt to get into the playoffs. I don't care that they started off 0-3. Jacksonville Jaguars and the Texans, they are in trouble. And I'm talking about the Jags. They are now 0-4. You knew that CJ Stroud was going to come back extra motivated in this one. 2 touchdowns, 345. Stephon Diggs had a very good game, along with Nico Collins, 151 and a touchdown. Man, this is tough for the Jags. I did not think that they were going to come out 0-4, especially after they have just given Trevor Lawrence this huge contract. So Commanders dominate the Cardinals. Hello, Jaden Daniels. This guy is for real. 26 of 30, 233, and a touchdown. This young man was leading the NFL in completions going into this thing. He had 90 passes before he threw his first interception in this particular game. Still, that's okay. Was unrattled. This offense continues to open up. The defense, who had come in ranked 27th, I think, coming into this one, they looked terrific, got off the field. They had, teams had a 61% a success rate against them on third downs, but the Commanders were able to get off the field looking very good right now. The 49ers coming back, Deebo Samuel's coming back. Looking pretty good for Brock Purdy, able to get pretty efficient for the most part. The Patriots continue to struggle, but I think that the San Francisco 49ers need this one. Hopefully they can get Christian McCaffrey back. I believe he is back from seeing that specialist on the Achilles, so hopefully they get some good news there. Browns and Raiders. Again, the Browns struggle to put up points, only 16 points in this one. I believe they put up 15 against the Giants. And at some point, man, the Browns are going to have to do something different. They have a ton of money invested into Deshaun Watson. They have not been able to generate very much offense at this point in time. And the Raiders, they were really on the ropes going into this one. They find a way to pull it out, 20-16 at home. Chiefs and Chargers, it got pretty ugly as we now know that the Chiefs have lost their main wide receiver due to an unfortunate knee injury. So that is going to be tough for them to overcome. But they did perhaps where they used Kareem Hunt actually off of the practice squad unit. So you see him up there. But yes, they do not have Rice out there. Looks like he had hurt his knee trying to cover an interception thrown by Patrick Mahomes, and it doesn't look good. Looks like he might be out for the season. Haven't heard very much as far as the injury update, but it didn't look good. They pull it out 17-10. Bills and Ravens, this was just a routing. Man, Derrick Henry, 24 carries, 199 yards. And that's what the Ravens do. They run the football, and then they go from there, and then they get into the passing game. And I think that that's something where they were just trying to figure out what they were doing. And so, I'm glad to see that the Ravens look like they're trending upward. This is the first time that we actually see the Bills come back to normal. Only 10 points. I think that they're going to be fine in the long term. I just think that the Ravens were a bit more physical in this particular football game, taking care of business 35-10. And as we are talking about this right now, you have the Titans playing the Dolphins in this one. Man, look, the Dolphins are coming into this, and I know that they have Tyler Huntley playing the quarterback position at this point. But, you wonder, is it going to be enough that can they hold on? All right, because the Dolphins did not look good last week out. You can see now that they're not being able to get the football down the field to Tariq Hill and all these playmakers like that. And so I think anytime you start to slow this offense down and then you take them off schedule, the Dolphins are very beatable. And so right now they're getting beat by the Titans 3-0 in this one. And then later we have the Seahawks and the Lions. I expect that game to be very physical. You have the Seahawks coming to the Lions. And I think that the Seahawks can pull this one out. I really do. I think that they're going to lean on running the football. And I think that they're going to try to go over the top with DK Metcalf. And so I like Geno Smith. I like the Seahawks in this one. I think that this game is going to be going down to the wire. So let me know in the comments what you think about week 4. Some of these upsets, especially the Jets, man, that is just a head scratcher for me, getting beat by a quarterback that only threw 60 yards. And so this is Real Talk Sports with Rico. You can catch me on YouTube. You can catch me on Spotify. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Peace.